the paper trail. Let's go, 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 go. Yeah, 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 yeah. For the love of money, niggas come around. For the love of money, some stay around. For the love of money, what a nigga will do. For the love of the money, yeah. I gotta shake it, 12 at night to 5 in the morning, they don't give a fuck now. If it's for the money, niggas gon' bark and they bite like a motherfucking dog. Gotta party like a motherfucking dog. For that cat, I am gon' roof and I'm barking at that cat, and I am gon' take the roof off and I'm riding that ride. Rip, leaning to the left, but I'm steady on the only right. I'm swerving with a purpose, A nigga been sipping on that purple. A nigga been cheaping on that purple. Cause I'm getting money, I'm getting money. Cause I'm getting money. And I'm laughing all the way to the motherfucking bank. And I'm telling her, tell me later if she thinking what I'm thinking. Damn me getting money. I walk about the bank and I stuck up in the wheel, headed to my next big destination. Somewhere where I'm gonna be faded, sipping on a motherfucking Molotov, feet in the fucking sand, looking like a motherfucking distant fucking.
I wonder why this could be happening, especially right now, because we're not being told the entire truth about the real motivation for striking Iran. Why is Trump doing this? Could it be because of a bunch of files that have been released recently that they're actively trying to cover up? Could it be to cover and distract from the fact that Gaza is practically nothing now? Could it be deeper, volatile interest between these two countries, or is it something way, way worse? And look, y'all, I didn't want to make this video. I really did not, because I don't like to get too caught into the wheels of politics on my channel. With the Epstein files, it's inevitable, right? But with this stuff, we're venturing down a rabbit hole that my channel wasn't originally meant for, but it's too important to just not address. My lens is falling out. Screw this. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. It's too important to not address. All right. Now, I'm not an expert by any means on politics, on history. You can extract as much value from my opinions on politics as one of these dumb moronic streamers. All right. We're taking shots in the dark. But I do have certain opinions that I do believe are backed by facts, and I just wanted to address it because it is linked to stuff I've been talking about this last month. I'm primarily a movie channel. I'm not going away from that. People are probably wondering why I haven't talked about movies in a while. But there's too much crazy important stuff happening right now that's hard to address. This is as political as my channel is going to get. I don't want to get more political than this. Iran got attacked. Trump gave this speech, which has been memed on and compared to Farquaad's speech from Shrek. The lives of courageous American heroes will be lost. They may be lost, but that often happens in war. It's just a casualty of war, you know what I mean? Ayatollah Khamenei, the Iranian leader, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, is dead. I saw 50 million reports on Twitter saying, oh, he's dead. No, he's alive. No, he's dead. And his entire bloodline is dead too. So I don't even know. Now Iran's threatening. Okay, you want war? We were just using the old weapons on you. Now we're gonna go with the real stuff. And China's saying, brother, do not attack Iran. Otherwise, we're gonna come into play. It's very obvious how things are shifting. And I'm not saying World War III will start because of this, but if a certain country gets attacked as a response in a big way, maybe a world war is about to start. Now, why is this happening? Trump administration officials will say that, oh, there is U.S. intelligence that indicated Iranians were going to use their missiles preemptively. But there are various representatives who say this is cap. There's no imminent attack. There's no evidence. This is unsupported intelligence. You're just making this up as an excuse to attack Iran without Congress approval during talks and negotiations when it comes to nuclear proliferation. Trump has stated, I've been unhappy with the Iranian nuclear talks, but we'll see. We'll give them time. Marco Rubio was supposed to go to Iran on Monday, right? So there were talks and negotiations happening. So that's why a lot of people are not buying this and are saying, why the hell did you attack them? Especially going out of your way without Congress approval. There's a lot of criticisms there. One of the main reasons is that people will say, there's a lot of people on the left celebrating this, saying, oh my God, Iran was such an oppressive regime. So many human rights violations and abuse. And that's true. That is true. There's executions of minors. There's the women there get abused a lot, right? So a lot of people who are more liberal are saying, Iran's people should allow this attack to happen because they're taking down this oppressive, violent regime. I'm gonna
Fuck all that. Bang, bang. They all in on it. All of them. I don't give a fuck what side of the world they on. They all in on it. What the fuck are you talking about? Huh? We all know they all in on it. Somebody got blackmail info on this guy. This guy got blackmail on this guy. This is fucking Chinese whisper at this point, and with our tax dollars. These motherfuckers out here playing tag with our tax dollars right now. Now, so trumpets, you gonna go attack this guy? Hmm? You gonna go attack this guy? Push him on the ground. Tell him tell that nigga in his face, you dare him to get up off the ground, or you gonna punch him. You pushed him on the ground, but if he gets up, you gonna punch him in the face, huh? So wait, because what? Because he was what to his people? He was doing what? He was doing what to kids? He was doing what to the women? What the fuck has Epstein and you, my malicious mob boss boy, boxcore boys been doing, especially with Yakub, goddamn jug-headed ass? Come on, man, what are we doing here? So you go over there, you put on your goddamn best jogging suit and run from America to the Middle East. I am baffled. Wait, and you took him out for the same shit that is going on here. The way these presidents are setting precedents is fucking chucking and jiving and shit. What in the jive turkey? And it ain't Thanksgiving is going on. Well, we all know what's going on. Yeah. The wool can't be pulled over my eyes again. Yeah. Yeah, they all in on it. We don't know if the Ayatollah is even underlying pushing flowers up right now. We don't know. My guy said he got him at breakfast with his fam and shit. Yeah. Pass the bacon. I mean, we don't even know if these motherfuckers are Muslims or not. Man, look at him. The world stage is set. Thank you for that moment of silence. We needed that. Bang, bang. They all in on it.
think that's the case, you're very naive and maybe are missing a few IQ points because it has history taught you freaking nothing. It rings incredibly hollow to me saying, oh, but you allowed this to happen because literally someone storied this. You need to let this happen because they're taking down the regime that's oppressing y'all and everything's going to be good after that. Oh, women's rights and all this stuff. Children are getting bombed. The school with a bunch of girls and kids just got bombed. Like what, 50 people, 50 kids died, 153 died total. And some will say, okay, that's collateral damage in the nature of war. We needed to take down this terrorist regime that was a nuclear threat because they threatened to pull out of the nuclear proliferation treaty. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of hypocrisy in that statement. I'm going to tell you something about the truth about the nuclear proliferation treaty and what countries are pulling out and what countries aren't, and why the nuclear threat of a terrorist regime was bolstered for a specific purpose. But we're going to get into that. This is a terrible excuse. There are many oppressive dictatorships that abuse their own people. The US doesn't care, right? Many of the countries that the US is allied with in half of these conflicts, they are dictatorships.
Nuclear, smookular. Who gives a mother? Boy, we don't give a. Boy, you. So you mean to tell me they got a nuclear weapon that can shoot from way over there the way to America? Huh? 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 You said has all our money. Hmm. That was a random statement. You said has all our money, but a very big, gigantic statement. Huh? So Iran has nuclear plants. Where? Where is these inevitable machines that can craft up some nuclear weapon? And what was your antennas? Making sure I went around your silly ass if you believe all this shit. The fuck is going on? Okay, let's put a little hammer to the nail type story here. Let's just say, America is in charge of the money. China was supposed to be in charge of like the engineering and getting everything together. So I think who was supposed to be in charge of it all? I think it was supposed to be Iran, but it was supposed to be ran by the Muslims going into Iran because I think Iran was not a Muslim country at first, or a sovereignty of Muslims wasn't a part of their situation basically at first. Of course, when you got movers and shakers like the mob malicious boxcar boys making moves since the Federal Reserve, because if you are, they're gonna smack you. Now that shit could be real. Now they probably are out here smacking bitches up and niggas up also. They don't give a damn. What you mean it's a kid? They ain't gays a damn. No, what it's about, bro? They ain't over there because you over there fucking with them kids or smacking women. No, no, bro. Them niggas is over there because you wanted to step outside of the buying everything with the dollar, especially that oil type shit. You want to come up with bricks. You want to try to back y'all shit with gold and shit. We ain't. If America is not on the gold standard, who the fuck told you to get your ass on the gold standard? Is what's going on here. And you paying for the oil without my motherfucking money? Ugh. What is Big Red's hours? What are my hours? Say it with me. 9 to 5. Bitch, if you don't start using my Federal Reserve note, bitch, I'm coming over there and smacking everybody in the country. Talking about you sovereign. Bitch, you owe me. Yo, nigga, you is not sovereign. Bitch, you owe me. Ain't nobody sovereign. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Play ball or get played. What are you talking about? These people are out here smacking up anybody who wants to run from that dollar. What you mean you got your own goddamn currency? Bitch, I'm coming. Bitch, I'm about to strike everything over there. Bitch, I'm kicking over everybody. What you think this about? Told you money talks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bullshit don't walk. No, they gonna smite your ass. Now, again, we don't know if this Ayatollah cat is even unalive. We don't know because they can fake everything. This guy could be part of the CIA. They put him in place back like 36 years ago. Come on, man. What the what? Everybody's on the stage. You think this nigga's not on the stage? Who the fuck, what character he might be is what we should be asking. We didn't see that nigga get taken out. I ain't playing these believe me games no more. Bitch, I ain't playing that. Bitch, I'll stay outside. I don't need to come in your house for no goddamn water. What they talking about? They all in on it. Bang, bang.
Or there are countries who are taking part in literal massacres of people. Don't give me this whole oppressive dictatorship. They don't care about it. Straight up with an illegal attack. Now, there's a lot of debate about this. Are there constitutional amendments that allow this? I know that I'm not an expert. I know there's a 48-hour window where the president has to give Congress notice about this, and he didn't do that. And there's all this stuff about, okay, does Congress have the power to do this, or does the president have singular authority? There's various sections of the Constitution that people terrible excuse. There are many oppressive dictatorships that abuse their own people. The US doesn't care, right? Many of the countries that the US is allied with in half of these conflicts, they are dictatorships, or they are countries who are taking part in literal massacres of people. Don't give me this whole oppressive dictatorship. They don't care about that. No, they don't care about that. And they did it without Congress approval, so some people are saying this is straight up an illegal attack. Now, there's a lot of debate about this. Are there constitutional amendments that allow this? I know that I'm not an expert. I know there's a 48-hour window where the president has to give Congress notice about this, and he didn't do that. And there's all this stuff about, okay, does Congress have the power to do this, or does the president have singular authority? There's various sections of the Constitution that people are using to argue on both sides. So I can't get into the weeds on that. I will say that there were apparently insiders that made a lot of money betting on attacking Iran, and apparently Trump was at Mar-a-Lago with a bunch of rich friends right before this attack happened. So take it what you will with that. There's corruption on every level in the US, every freaking level. The other, one of the main reasons that is the real reason that people are saying is, oh, it's the resources. Let's be honest. Iran's oil, its natural gas, is pretty damn good. It holds 13% of the global oil reserves. Not to mention the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right, but it's like a narrow corridor, a waterway where there's a lot of trade, a lot of oil shipments passing through. 20 million barrels of oil and petroleum products transit this strait daily. Iran controls the north side of this, giving it strategic capacity to disrupt maritime traffic through missiles, drones, and naval. So it has a lot of power because and you could see the US and Israel wanting to take this over. It's very similar. It's the same playbook that's always used. Oh, we need to take out this terrorist regime, so we're going to take it out. We're going to replace them with a guy of our own that's going to only destabilize things at the cost of the wars, and we're going after the oil. We're going after the resources, which is the real reason we're going in. But okay, everyone wants to deny this, even though it's literally history. And the other big reason is, oh, this is a distraction from the Epstein files leaks. Because if you don't know, every single day there's a new allegation coming out about Trump and the files. Now you could say, oh, these are all just dumb allegations. This is hearsay, all this stuff. There were 2 to 3. I'm going to say this right now. Trump is named 1 million times over, and we've only seen 2% of the files. There are 3 to 5 credible allegations that we know of that were so credible, the FBI put in their internal docket sheets that Trump is a co-conspirator to Epstein, that were deleted. There's also a trove of tapes that Epstein had in different rental units that apparently one victim said on video. And the FBI has not looked into any of these. Plus, with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel handling this to death, they handled this as well as my midnight shit. People of America are just done. I'm seeing the most right-wing white supremacist people now condemn.
So we got Patel Cashy. And I don't even know what to call her. I got a million names running through my mind right. Like a million running through my mind right now. I can't quite put my finger on this. The name Pam Bundy, ain't that from Al Bundy's show? And she does remind me of the blonde sister. Every time I hear this Bundy, Pam Bundy. Damn, what was the girl name off of that? Married with Children. Yeah. Why does this chick give me an actress like she's an actress also, or some behind her just she could not be, but this Pam Bundy is a play on her or a play off of Married with Children for sure. The sister, she ends up growing up and becoming this great lawyer, but she was a fucking airhead growing up. So, mind you, to get to the top of the food chain under trumpets. Oh, bitch, you had to crawl on the floor. Oh, I don't give a. Oh, bitch, you crawled on all fours. Probably for a mile. Boy, they had you doing some crazy shit. Oh, your ass got hazed. These people are fucking insane. If you bumping shoulders with this marvelous boxcar game, I don't give a fuck who name is on this motherfucking ticket. All you bitches eating at the same table. Bitch, I want gratuity. What are we doing? They all in on it. What you mean? What you mean? So you get the first leader, take him out, breakfast, pow, game time. Told you. Overnight. Celebrity. Make you celebrity overnight. That boy went out there and twisted that boy. And Kanye'd his ass. Future and Kanye. So America, futuring Israel. Make you a celebrity overnight. Crazy ass feature. Yeah. Friday night. Yeah. Let's go out and party. Shake a leg or two. Bang on them. You know what I'm saying? We be back by breakfast. Yeah. Exactamundo. That's not a Spanish word. Don't reuse it. Let's go. So you've taken out that I told you, and you've taken out the second I told you not to too. All right. So you've taken out both of them. Then they say, all right, it's resending them over there to you. Where's baby? Where's baby? You know what I'm saying? Where that fool at? Where he hiding at? So y'all say y'all sent some over there to Mr. Baby. Okay. So his ass went over there. Scar wasn't there. So like 2 or 3 hours later he comes out and I guess he's live on the scene for some odd reason in a fucking business suit. In the middle of all of this shit going on. This nigga is ground zero, like 9/11. Ground zero, 9/11. Yeah, he out there coughing and shit, like it's smoking shit out there. What the fuck is going on the stage this week? Yeah. Which is another thing. We gotta stop saying week. This week, last week, weekend. Yeah. After all of this, things have got to actually change. Yo, foundationally, the original foundationally. Yeah. You understand because you overstand. Look, we got to change this. This setup is a setup. You bound to get set up. Literally, you bound to get set up. Well, check it, man. Check what's going on. You took out both of the leaders over there, so they said they aiming at you. Over there in Israel. So, but you ground zero. They ain't get me. Aha. So that looks like they're painting pictures all over the place. Now, mind you, the UAE, the guy over the shipping company in the UAE, remember the UAE, remember this guy is supposed to be the guy on the lease for fucking Jekyll Island over there, right? Jekyll and Hyde Island, right? The guy from the UAE, where they say some uh, bombs over Baghdad went down. You know what I'm saying? So they saying that okay, all right, got you. So what? Okay, just mic checking me, just making sure. So they're saying that okay, they got everybody where they want them at right now. There's a lot going on. You just came out of the virus. We just shot you full of fucking something you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen in a little bit. We just figured out that these fools was trying to give you just one body trying to get the other guy some goddamn medicine who's supposed to be in the medical field, but he ain't got no medical educational background which is Mr. Gates himself. But somehow he's in the medical field, but trying to get some goddamn under the counter, not even under the counter, some stolen pills from a doctor's office through his homeboy. Mob Licious Boxcar Gang is fucking hilarious. You cannot make this shit up. You know what? Maybe those Epstein files are fake, but it still goes along with their whole story. So it's within their fake story that they want us to have. And they're trying to make it seem like somebody is the good guy in the government. You just don't know who. Because they're showing you all the bad guys, and all the bad guys that they've showed you actually run everybody else in the government. So what the fuck is going on here? Nobody is to be trusted once you get into government. You went in there fucking regular. You came out a monster. Stop playing with me. Come on, man. Look at here. Everybody did not take the red or blue pill. I told you I karate kick both them pills out that motherfucker hands. Put your goddamn hands back in your pocket. Nobody want that shit. Shit ain't even wrapped up. We don't eat unwrapped candy around here, bitch. You gonna have problems today, bitch. We got the solution too. What is going on? They all in on it. Bang bang.
I'm going to say this right now. Trump is named 1 million times. Over. And we've only seen 2%. Incredible. The FBI put in their internal docket sheets that Trump is a co-conspirator. A trove of tapes that Epstein had in different rental units that apparently one victim said there's something on Trump that's so bad it will force him to resign from presidency, hinting at a video. And the FBI has not looked into any of these. Plus, with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel handling this to death, they handle this as well as my midnight shit. People of America are just done. I'm seeing the most right-wing white supremacist people now condemning the Republicans and saying vote Democrat. That's how bad it's gotten. Majority of Americans, according to polls, they are not happy with the way the Epstein files have been handled. They want an open investigation into it, not closed. And by the way, these numbers are way too, there should be way more Americans wanting this. Way more. But this is what the polling data shows. So a perfect distraction is, okay, let's take out some dictators. Let's take out some terrorists during negotiations and talks about nuclear proliferation. That'll win us back. That'll win the energy and aura back for us. So is it a distraction from the files? Thomas Massey and many representatives in Congress say, yeah, bombing this country will not make these files go away. As soon as you do what you do, we're going to get right back to this. The other reason people are saying this is happening is, and I don't agree with this, but they're saying, no, Trump, this is about the Epstein files, and Trump is going to remove all evidence that Iran has of the Epstein files. Why? Well, apparently, and I don't think this is substantiated, but apparently there was a lot of news headlines saying Iranian hackers claim they now have videos of Trump with minors and will release them if U.S. attacks Iran. There was headlines yesterday, I think 2 days before, whenever the first attacks on Iran started, saying, you've attacked a couple hours, we're going to release these videos. No videos have come out, so this wasn't true. Based on Ayatollah Khamenei's comments on Twitter saying, we've heard so much about the corruption of the Western leaders, but the affair on this infamous and corrupt island exceeds all limits. You know it's getting bad when this dude of all people is saying, bro, you guys are pathetic. What the hell were y'all doing? You know, that's how bad it's getting. A lot of people saw this statement, and then the Iranian hacker claims and said, bro, they have something on Trump. They have found a way to find these Epstein files and the videos of Trump with minors. They're using this as a threat. So Trump created this operation. And by the way, apparently there was Iranians who've hacked Trump's campaigns before, apparently, according to U.S. officials, and that they have been charged for. So there's active fear about Iranian hackers finding stuff in the Epstein files. So Operation Epic Fury with the bombs on Iran was Trump's way of, okay, we're going to use this attack as a scapegoat to actually find hackers and grab them. I don't think this is actually what's happening, personally. I don't think Iran has anything. I think it's a bluff, personally, by these hackers. But the big thing is, the Epstein files are central to this, but Netanyahu is actively blackmailing Trump to doing his own will with the Epstein files, the real files that he has. We have only seen 2% of them. Whatever they're hiding, Netanyahu's got a copy as well. You've been living under a rock. There's something called the Epstein files. And they revealed, and I'm not saying this is for sure true, because I want to keep my head in place where it is. No defamation. And, well, he's a dead man, so I can defame him all I want. But still, I don't want to claim anything that's wrong. But There's many things in the Epstein files that indicate that he might be a Mossad spy, who had frequent meetings with not only Ehud Barak, who was the main guy he was meeting, but he had meetings with Netanyahu. In fact, there's apparently a picture with him and Netanyahu, Bibi, that has been redacted. Very, very interesting. And there's a bunch of surveillance devices found in his apartment, apparently, that were Israeli and all this, and Ehud Barak went there as well. So all evidence is pointing to the fact that because he's not only funded IDF and many Israeli organizations, but he met with Israeli leaders, it's clear that there's blackmail attempts here. He was a spy doing a blackmail operation on world leaders. And there's apparently video cam footage and hard drives in many rental units. Where are they? Where's the video footage and hard drives from the surveillance footage? The FBI probably doesn't want that to get out. Stashed computers and photos and videos in storage lockers and had private PIs do this for him. And the FBI had warrants for this, but they didn't raid. Why not? Well, maybe they wanted to keep it a secret, and maybe somebody else also has a lot of that video intel that he's using to blackmail Trump. Now, I also heard ex-CIA officials saying that their connections and their insiders have told them Israel straight up threatened to nuke Iran. They threatened to drop a nuke on Iran, and Trump, as a way to stop this and circumvent this, said, no, we'll just strike them and take out their leader and get the oil and all that stuff. So that's another thing. Now, what I'm about to tell you is the media is not going to report this. When it comes to any reasoning, Trump officials will say, oh, they were preemptively trying to attack us. Major media will say, oh, Iranian's oppressive regime has been removed. Or they'll say, oh, Trump did something illegal, right? You're going to see all this stuff being said, but no one's going to say this. I'm seeing stuff from Republican pundits who
Mind you, that a lot of people are also falling out of the way of the whole church lifestyle, religious lifestyle. And of course, by these guys starting the AI and the internet, they knew that it would eventually lead to more people putting more time into what is actually on the internet, more so than reading a book or already being able to out-teach the teachers by the time they get to a certain grade. They no longer need a teacher because of the computer. Now you can have a guide, somebody to lead you through life once you have access to everything you need and you're matriculated enough or educated enough, or you have the probability to be able to be around people using the cell phone early in life all the way up until you're an adult, to where AI grows off of these newcomers coming in also with their new ideas as well too, because this is an old class of people that are running this shit. These are old heads, really. These people got the game from somebody else. They ain't just started doing this. A little bobblehead, Yakubian forehead ad boy. You ain't got a forehead, you got a five head ad boy. You already know this is from a lineage of some sort. Of course, we did see these guys in school together as chillins up there in New York, and you knew what was going on with the whole Ellis Island thingamajig. A lot of their ancestors were these. Well, you got to shit. You got dropped off somewhere. If you survive, you survive. Let's just get right to it. A lot of these people ancestry goes back that far. So, by any means necessary, you're gonna make it in this spot that you were dropped off in, off this boxcar. And who were the first gangs? I mean, you got to even look at it. The Jewish community also were the first ones put into ghettos. So we got to look at how there were also a community of people in the New York region also called Knickers. So you got the Jewish community. A lot of those communities started off in what you would call a ghetto. And then you also had a group of people also being called Knickers up there in the early 1900s. Now, I ain't gonna even go into Washington Irving and his romantic stories of how he created a lot of things through his writings. So a lot of this shit has been created, and these people are living out this lineage right now. But I don't know. I'm almost subject to start thinking that I need some goddamn garlic and a fucking steak. And I ain't talking no cows. I'm just saying, I mean, the way these people are moving, the way these people have moved for the time frame they've been in power since the Federal Reserve. Now, you can say that these people were in power before the Federal Reserve, but really now I gotta say that's almost like damn near impossible for these people to have been in power before they started creating their own money and figuring out, okay, that's how we get in power. We need our own money system that everybody's going to be on. I'm telling you, it's about the money, man. It's about this paper, the paper trail. Let's go, let's go, go, go. Check it. The breadcrumbs, all that leads back to these people right here. I don't know if they some fucking vampires. I don't know if they sleep upside down in a motherfucking tree at night. I don't know what the fuck these these motherfuckers got up their sleeve, but I know they got us on the world stage right now. Especially with 99 problems going on and Ghislaine being the answer. The solution is in the hand of one man woman in a cell. This is a big ass play going down right now. Believe it. Believe what I'm saying. I don't care what we see right now. These motherfuckers is playing a big ass game. Of course, like Trump said, nonchalantly. Look, some of us soldiers out here, it is March, right? It is March, right? It is March, right? Some of us soldiers out here, it is March, right? Some of us soldiers out here ain't gonna make it out of this one. That's what he said. I mean, he's just hey, if you go to war, somebody ain't making out. I don't give a fuck who's funding. I know y'all know about all the history now. Who funds the war? The Federal Reserve funds the war, and everybody got to pay the Federal Reserve back because eventually you run out of equipment. How do you have enough equipment to keep shooting rockets nonstop at America? You motherfuckers have been shooting rockets. Bitch, do y'all even got breakfast? How the fuck he was meeting at breakfast when all you bitches do is shoot rockets, bitch? I bet the breakfast table was a rocket, wasn't it? Damn it, lunch. Is that's why y'all call it lunch, huh? Yeah, yeah. You think about lunch in a rocket. You silly mother. You know, there's other things to do in life besides fucking fight all day. God damn, what the fuck? And y'all wonder why the streets are crazy. You bitches go train to fight each other. What the fuck are y'all and y'all using our goddamn dollars to go train to fight each other. And who don't get the benefit off of none of this shit? Cause we don't give a fuck. The original, the original, the original. See, we got to stop sitting back and let this shit just slide. I done told you, we kicking these bitches off the playground. Nobody slides. Get the fuck out the swing. What in the fuck is going on here? They all in on it.
Doing a blackmail operation on world leaders, and there's apparently video cam footage and hard drives in many rental units. Where are they? Where's surveillance footage? The FBI probably doesn't want that to get out. Stashed computers and photos and videos in storage lockers and had private PIs do this for him. And the FBI had warrants for this, but they didn't raid. Why not? Well, maybe they wanted to keep it a secret, and maybe somebody else also has a lot of that video intel that he's using to blackmail Trump. Now, I also heard ex-CIA officials saying that their connections and their insiders have told them Israel straight up threatened to nuke Iran. They threatened to drop a nuke on Iran, and Trump, as a way to stop this and circumvent this, said, no, we'll just strike them and take out their leader and get the oil and all that stuff. So that's another thing. Now, what I'm about to tell you is the media is not going to report this. When it comes to any reasoning, Trump officials will say, oh, they were preemptively trying to attack us. Major media will say, Iranian's oppressive regime has been removed. Or they'll say, oh, Trump did something illegal, right? You're going to see all this stuff being said, but no one's going to say this. I'm seeing stuff from Republican pundits who are spokespersons and have talked to Trump. People like this. Every time this person speaks, I want to off myself with a butter knife. This person I don't even believe is real half the time. She is, but she's literally a bot. She's bought and paid for and is a bot. If World War III is necessary for Israel to survive, so be it. Israel first is America first. You have to ask yourself, and this woman is a real, to be clear, but you have to ask yourself, there's a lot of people within that administration and who support it who think like this. Why? Why does one country have so much on the other? Why is the U.S. literally metaphorically to this? Well, lobbying from rich billionaires who are tied to this country, lobbying on their behalf, will influence policy decisions at every level. 30 years of this guy beating the drum that Iran has nuclear weapons, we need to stop them. Iran has nuclear weapons, we need to stop them. He's been saying this for decades, right? No nuclear attack or nuclear war has happened. And I'm going to tell you about the resume of both Israel and Iran when it comes to nuclear weapons. You know that there was a nuclear non-proliferation treaty that Iran has signed, but Israel has not. Why? Well, primarily to maintain nuclear ambiguity. So they can say to their enemies, hey, don't want to fuck with us because we got nukes. Or they could say to their friends during discussions of diplomacy, we don't have any nuclear programs. So we know that Israel does. We know that they have about 90 warheads, which the irony is we don't know how many Iran has. There's not actual evidence that they have warheads like that. By not signing, Israel avoids international inspections. Iran has been subject to way more international nuclear inspections than Israel because it's a signatory to the NPT. Israel is not. And yet, that country, led by Netanyahu, who's been beating the drum, they have nuclear weapons. We need to stop them. Clearly, there's an agenda here, and clearly there's a hypocrisy here at the heart of the alliance between U.S. and Israel. Nuclear threat to my ass. Y'all don't believe there are nuclear threats in here. Israel wants this. They want all of it. You see what they've been doing here? They want all of it now. How do I know this? Well, just look at what's been said, right? Netanyahu proposed a hexagon of alliances with countries like India, Greece, and several Arab nations to counter what he calls radical axis, like Iran. There's also biblical claims. I'm not going to get into this much. I'm going to be labeled things, by the way, by many people for speaking the truth about this, basically what it is. This vision is based on interpretation of religious texts, basically a promised land, which would encompass parts of Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia, many places in which Netanyahu wants to include in this hexagonal alliance. There's an interview with U.S. representative for Israel. There's an interview with him and Tucker Carlson. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Tucker Carlson, but this interview was very interesting, and Tucker did push him. He said Israel has a right to the Middle East, the entire Middle East, if they wanted. It would be fine if they took it all, but I don't believe Israel wants to do that. They are asking to at least take the land they now occupy and protect its people. We know that there's just way more to it than that, though. Clearly not. Policies since 2023 indicate a clear intent to annex the entirety of the West Bank and Gaza. This includes expansion of buffer zones, creation of corridors, and support for the removal of Palestinians to facilitate a Jewish majority in those areas. Israel has never officially declared its final borders, leaving them again open-ended. Israel loves to keep things open-ended, which some argue allows for expansion when opportunities arise. You really think if the opportunity arises, Netanyahu's not going to look to expand Israel's claim to land? Do you really think that's not the case? And look at the ceasefire proposal. A proposal was made during a ceasefire in the Gaza war, fought between Israel and Hamas-led Palestinian militants. Trump expressed his vision to redevelop the territory into the Riviera of the Middle East. The plan called for the forced displacement of approximately 2 million Palestinians. So there's a clear plan here, right? If you turn that into a resort, which Jared Kushner has confirmed they want to do too, right? Pathetic. But they want to turn that into a resort. What, you think Netanyahu's just going to be cool with, we'll have Israel, and then there's this random resort owned by Trump. It'll be where everyone can go. No, they're going to want to expand out now that they're done with that plot of land. There's a clear plan here to, in my opinion, lord over the Middle East. And defeating Iran is like a major step in that direction. So this guy can say, okay, We know American support for Israel is like majority's gone out the window. So we're not very popular over there. But if America doesn't want it, we know Trump will. Why do we know that? Because we have leverage over him. Whether this leverage be Jeffrey Epstein or us threatening to nuke Iran and causing even worse issues, or appealing to Trump's need for power and resources and all that stuff, who knows? I definitely think the Epstein files are involved, though. How can they not be when you created a blackmail operation for years with multiple world leaders? And look how many groups are in support of Israel now, by the way. Can we just talk about that? So I'm going to say about that, guys. Sorry. You guys might think I'm an ignorant idiot. You guys might call me some other things that people will because of anyone who criticizes Israel is that, apparently. I see the strings. I see the puppet strings. You know what I'm saying? It's very obvious to anyone who knows about this stuff, which I'm not claiming I do, but anyone who's just opening their eyes and be like, there's definitely more to the story here, and it's very obvious what's happening, and it's very obvious why people are shilling for that country in the way they are. I don't support it. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission.